Happy Saturday morning to you, and welcome to all the viewers who watch the Rendezvous with Alicia show. I'm Chris Monty, sitting in. Today I'm joined by my special guest hosts, Matt Burke and Susan Dorsey Nelson. And we'd like to wish everybody a happy 4th of July weekend. I hope that everybody had a safe and happy holiday. And I'd like to welcome in Matt and Susan. How you guys doing today?
Good, thank you.
For those
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a little early
Good morning
for us.
on the holiday weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all waking up.
2 days of drinking. For those of you who listen to the Chris Monty podcast show, Matt is my co-host on that show. So we thought today we'd like to keep the talk show here just light and fun and like what we do on the podcast. So normally, before we bring in our guest later on, I have special guest comedian and warm-up act Joey Kola. And later on in the show, singer, songwriter, and musician, the fantastic Ed Ryan is with us. Hey! But right now, but right now, we'd like to start off with what's going on in the world, what's going on in news. That's what we like to talk about on the show. So, Matt, first of all, happy 4th. Was it good for you?
Yeah, I just watched the dog all day. That's my job now in the 4th, to hold the dog down.
The dogs freak out with all the boom boom.
Yep.
And Susan, what'd you do?
I worked.
You sound like
I know. I'm a little hoarse this morning. I don't know why.
I know why.
Yeah, no, I was over at the Long Island Dock, so I did get to see fireworks, but I was still technically on the clock.
Susan Dorsey Nelson is from NelsonTV.com, and she also films the Long Island Duck games. How are the Ducks doing this year, by the way?
They just started the second half, so I think they've played 3 or 4 games, and
Do you even know what the record is? You're at every game.
No, I don't. I'm at every game. The greatest part is I'm shooting every play of every game, and News 12 sometimes calls to get information, and they'll be like, "Do you know the name of the guy that just hit that double?" And I'll say, "What double?" "The double you just shot." And no, I don't remember doing it. It's just on autopilot from so many years of doing it.
That's great.
I do. I want the team to win, though, but I just don't pay super close attention to things like their record.
Well, that's nice.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. If you get there early enough, folks, you can play.
On a bad night, anybody can come in and pitch.
Anybody can pitch or play second base. Matt Burke, you're always dabbling in stories around the world, and what do you have for us today? What's going on in
It's 1,000 degrees, so I decided to wear a black suit. I was reading this morning, since we're doing a non-commercial. Is this a non-commercial venture?
I'd assume there's going to be some commercials.
Oh, they're good. Otherwise, how do you keep up? I was reading this morning that in Germany they're considering technology on the trains that would beam commercials directly into your head.
How's that possible?
There's some technology, some vibration technology they're going to hook into the windows of the train, so when you lean against the window to nap, the vibration will come through and put a commercial right inside your head.
That's fantastic.
Which means now you can't even sleep without advertising. This nap was brought to you by
Bayer aspirin.
Yeah.
I see a lot of lawsuits when people do things. It was the voices inside my head that told me to do it. I think that the people will, have to see psychiatrists and things more, and it's never going to happen. I don't think that technology will happen.
Well, the people of Germany are very solid psychologically.
Yeah.
And that links in with another story that I read this week where Italian side, German, Italy.
Yep.
If I had a Japanese. There's an Italian neurosurgeon says he can perform a human head transplant, which has never been done. They tried it with a monkey and it failed. But he says now he's ready to try it with a person.
Well, that is hysterical.
It's going to cost $12 million American dollars. It would cost $12 million American
for
dollars.
a head transplant.
Take 30 doctors to do it. And you got like an hour.
You know, like your face, I'm going to make you look pretty this week. You come to my shop, and I'm going to put a nice face on your head.
They've been performing surgeries like this on soap operas for years, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so the technology's there. Because soap operas,
So you have to wait for a donor. You have to wait months for a liver. Or
months? You've got to wait years sometimes.
How long do you have to wait for a body?
Yeah.
And when one comes, you don't have a choice. If you're a racist, let's say.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily want a body from another race, but you've got like an hour to decide.
Right.
While they're carrying your head around. Much like this.
Yeah.
The incision.
Well, that's how it's going to be. It's also in Italy, so I'm sure they'll go get some of the boys.
They have to eat first.
Yeah, they got to eat. They got to have a little macaroni. And then you just get the boys to just, go take somebody out. I always liked that guy's head.
If you can make a gabutzel.
A little gabutzel.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not much different.
Well, I don't know about the head surgery. But.
So you're in the grocery store in Italy, and you think your beloved friend died like 6 months ago, and then you just see them like walking down the aisle because their head has been transplanted onto somebody else. That's
You're
not.
so tall.
You look gorgeous.
You
Oh my
lose weight?
God. You weren't handsome. Those are your ears. That's very interesting. Susan, do you have anything that you wanted to bring up? I know you were mentioning some stories before we went on the air.
Well, 4th of July hot dog eating contests, right?
Oh yes, who won?
Joey Chestnuts won the Coney Island.
Was he the same guy from last year?
7 years in a row. That's a record.
Unbelievable.
But there was a hot dog eating contest somewhere else in the country. I actually and so Brian Reed's a baseball player, and he came in last in the contest. But what he managed to do was hurt himself so badly he had to have surgery and get a piece of the hot dog removed from his esophagus or part of his body.
Wow.
Can you imagine? And he came in last. He has nothing to really say about it. He didn't even win. So hot dog eating contests are dangerous.
So you know more about baseball players eating hot dogs than you do actually what they're doing on the field in front of you.
Apparently.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it was the 4th of July, and it was a family day. And speaking of families, the next gentleman I'd like to bring in to this beautiful panel, if everybody would slide down one, is a fantastic family guy, an amazing comedian, warm-up act for Rosie O'Donnell, Martha Stewart, and now Rachel Ray. Please welcome Mr. Joey Kola.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you.
I'd like to thank you for dressing up for the show,
Thanks
Joey.
a lot. Here, this is the shot. What camera am I on? Right there. There you go. So,
Hey.
there you go. Look, I'll put the something about Mary head there.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. What is this? That's what I want to know. What the hell got stuck in her hair? Look at this. She's Medusa. Look at that.
Who's pale?
Look at it. That's right. And then there's this guy you got here, too. Look at that from the 80s. Look at that.
All of a sudden, it's improv with
I've
Joey
seen him
Kola.
in the Hamptons. That guy. So,
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
Joey Kola, one of the, and I know that Tommy, who runs the show here, behind the scenes, the cameraman and the owner of the place.
Tommy's right there. He's got the best head of hair.
MadhouseTV.com, the man who started it all. He's a big fan of Joey Kola, as are
Thanks,
we.
Tommy. Tommy's got the greatest head of hair. I don't want to say how old he is, but he's up there. He looks like Neptune. He looks like Zeus. He's Zeus. You give him a what do you call it? Trident? If you make him naked with a trident, you're Little Mermaid's father. That's who you are. That's who you are, my friend.
Handsome figure.
My goal is to look like him. But the thing is to leave this little tuft go long so you can pull it back.
Yes.
I go to my Russian guy. He goes, no, you got to leave it short. And then this is short and this puffs out. And I got the Gindaloon look. That's what I have.
And then you got to water down the driveway. You got to hose down the driveway.
That's what I do all the time. I got the
black
wettest
socks and
driveway.
sandals,
Nothing
right?
sits on there. No bugs, no leaves, no nothing. I'm constantly hosing stuff off. Did I show you this? Did I show you my ankles yet? Look at my ankles.
Look at the ankles.
I got the smallest ankles in the world. Look at
do.
that. How do I even stand up? Tommy, get a shot of this. Look, I'm built like a flamingo, Tommy. Look at that. Tommy, look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
There you go.
My belly button's an Audi. That's how fat I got. Look at that. I can't even push it back in. Can you zero in on that? Look at that. That's what happens.
Madhouse TV will never be the same.
Madhouse TV. I told you before I was doing good. I'm not doing that good.
Not doing
You know
good?
why?
What?
Because
What?
you know how you had the eating contest, the hot dog eating contest? You know what I did it with? Blueberries.
Blueberry
It's the
eating?
worst. It's the worst. I've been blueberries right through you.
Yeah, but it's good for you. It cleans you
Yeah,
out.
but you know those little square packages of blueberries?
Yes.
I could eat like 3 of those in a day. But
Oh,
then the
delicious.
next day,
Oh, yeah.
it's good for you. A lot of antioxidants, but everything goes right.
Cleans you out.
Yeah, cleans you out. That's what
That's
happens.
why they call it nature's toothbrush.
Is that what they call
Fruit
it?
is
Nature's toothbrush?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you not know that?
Did not know that.
All right. Well,
So I got blueberry stuff happening right now.
you got blueberry stuff.
It can happen anytime. If I go like this one time and you see blueberries, be careful.
We apologize.
There's my camera.
There you
That's
go.
the one I wanted. This is all me right here. That's the one I wanted. Never turn your back on the camera. There you go. So what's the questions you want to ask me? Hurry up. Hit me. I got to go over to Kimmel, and then I got Fallon, and then I got Leno, and then Letterman right after this.
How was your 4th of July? How was it? You have a nice party? What
I
went
had a
on?
party at my house with about 60 people, 3 of which I really want to be around. That's it. Other than that, I had a ladder up on the side of the house because my wife wanted to put black lights up to make the clothing look white and everything. They backfired because you got to be close to a black light, not 30 feet away from a black light. So I got a ladder up on the thing. It's a little giant ladder. So you know what a little giant ladder?
It's an A-frame?
You pull it. It's an A. Well, it's no. You could do a lot of things with this ladder. It's a great ladder, but if you get the hooks, the things the wrong way, and it slides down, you take your fingers off. I got my fingers jammed in there. And my friend almost lost his finger because I had a ladder up on the thing. I'm changing bulbs. And then, I'm the outdoor guy. Let my wife worry about the sausage and peppers and that type of stuff, indoor stuff, because she's got a buffet set up. But please let me take care of the outdoor stuff.
Right.
Coolers, things like that. You got to have ice. You got to have cold drinks for people. So my wife says, I got the coolers. You know what she gets? Styrofoam coolers.
Oh, my
Styrofoam ones. But I get the big ice from a beer distributor.
Right.
So when I go to pour the ice in, what happens?
They bust.
They bust. They break all over the place.
Right.
You know what she says to me? You got duct tape? We'll tape them together. You ever tried taping Styrofoam together? It's a million little white balls this big that float. And the wind blows them. The wind blows the little balls, and they float. So, you know what I did? I destroyed them. You go in my backyard right now. It looks like it snowed. It looks like it snowed in my backyard
Unbelievable.
because I broke them up.
Well, and that was your 4th of July.
Unbelievable. You know what I did last night? I went to the movies last night, and I just want to make what camera am I on, Tommy? Listen, here's a public service thing. When you go to the movies, you pigs that go to the movies, you cretin pigs that think that you can go to a movie theater and just throw your popcorn and all your crap everywhere. You're a pig. Would you do that in your own living room? Would you eat popcorn that drop all over the floor? When you're watching TV at home, do you let that stupid old bell ring from your old people? If you're over 35 and you got a cell phone that rings like a real telephone, you're an idiot. I'm telling you, I'm looking right at you,
My
telling
father
you
has that.
you're an idiot. He's a nice guy. But everybody else is an idiot. They're all idiots, and don't throw your crap on the floor. I don't care how many jujubes you eat, or back me up on this. You feel the same way, don't you?
Yes.
Don't you? People are pigs. They just throw stuff all over the place.
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam they throw
Styrofoam.
everywhere. Their boxes of their stuff, their goobers and their Raisinets. Why are you throwing the box on the floor?
'Cause
Take
they're
the
animals.
stuff. They're
Animal.
animal. They're animal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they are. Did you enjoy the movie?
I don't want to say what movie it was, but let's just say Kimosabi didn't hit it out of the park. Oh my God! You know what I mean?
Hey! Oh, that's so great.
So
Joey Kola has been a stand-up comedian for 30 plus years. Is it
30.
25?
This will be 32 years, and I've been doing warm up for TV shows for this year. It'll be
And
20
stand-up
years.
comedy as well.
Stand-up comedy for 32, warm up for 20.
You got your first warm-up job with Rosie O'Donnell.
No. First warm-up job was the original Jon Stewart show.
Wow.
On
Channel 9, right?
WOR
Yeah.
Channel 9. Yeah, it was the first. That was the first one. Because I used to do the clubs with Jon Stewart, Mario Cantone, Leary, Eddie Brill. You know, all of those, we used to bang around the New York clubs.
Right.
And Ray Romano, and I was the Long Island guy with a car, so I would even go to 9th Avenue, 44th Street, the original Improv, and pick up the city acts, and we go to Jersey, Pennsylvania, and come back and do city sets. Or when I was doing city sets with those guys, I had a little Toyota Corolla. I would just leave the keys in the car, and whoever we needed the car to go to another club, we'd either drive around the city if we didn't want to take a subway or whatever.
Right.
And then they'd leave the car at Stand Up New York or the Comic Strip or whatever, and we'd all bang around the city doing 8, 9 sets in a row. I have a record. I did Dangerfield. I did 9 shows in a row at Dangerfield's prom season. I got there at 7:30, and I left at 7:30
9 shows
in the morning.
in one night?
In one night, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I left there at 7:30 in the morning.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And now explain to the viewing audience what a warm-up guy is. What a warm-up
Whenever
guy
there's a TV show with a live audience, there's always somebody that comes out to warm up the crowd. Tell them jokes, tell them about the show, welcome this audience to our living room, so to speak. And it's when you're doing stand-up comedy, it's about you. You're on stage. It's about the stand-up comic.
Right.
When you're a warm-up guy, you're almost like a butler or a maitre d'. You welcome the audience to the host's house, whether it's Rachel Ray, Martha Stewart, Rosie O'Donnell, whoever it is. You welcome the audience, make them feel welcome, give them information, and keep this thing bubbling. You know what I mean?
Because keep them.
Yeah, most shows aren't live, so it takes a long time to tape.
Right.
But say a light goes out or something goes down, you got to keep them going. You're the rodeo clown. That's
Right.
what it is, you know?
Absolutely. So you worked for, like you said, Jon Stewart, then Rosie.
Jon Stewart I did for a couple of years, his original show. Then I did Rosie for 6 years. Then in between I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Living It Up with Allie and Jack on CBS and a bunch of other shows. Then I went to Martha Stewart for 7 years and now I'm with Rachel Ray.
And now, so far out of your experience warm-up, is it easier working for Rachel than it was working for
All
Martha?
of them are different. I don't want to say one's better than the other. I'm having more fun now than I ever had because Rachel's
You get to eat.
You eat like crazy. Well, Martha I ate too. Well, look at it, as you can't tell. Look, but now it's full of blueberries. But Rachel, I'm having more fun because she loves stand-up comedy. And her show, if we get some time, I get to do my Comedy Central special, like what I do when I work at Governor's Brokerage or McGuire's. I get to do the set that I do when I do stand-up comedy in that realm.
Rachel's
yeah,
audience.
but in Martha Stewart, it wasn't that much. I had to keep it on brand. It had to be about the show. Rosie was stand-up. She understood that, but there was a lot of we had a band there, live band, and it was a lot of Broadway stuff. And Rosie's show moved a little bit quicker, But whenever I can use the band, whenever there's a live band, I like the band to be involved too.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have what was like the craziest thing that happened or the hardest thing that ever happened doing warm-up? Anything ever happened to you?
Some crazy stuff happened. One day, this lady from Chicago drove to New York, and she parked her station wagon on 6th Avenue in front of NBC, just left it there. It was loaded with stuff. She was like a hoarder. And she bought sweatshirts for John McDaniel, Rosie, and me of hand-drawn gorillas with wings, and she thought all gorillas were angels from God because that one gorilla, I don't know if you remember, that Chicago Zoo, that baby fell in the zoo with the gorillas, and the female gorilla took the baby human on and handed it back. So she thought all gorillas were angels. So we sit her in the back. She's in the last row, and she's got a sweatshirt for me and a sweatshirt for Rosie and John McDaniel. So we said, you got to be quiet. We know we're going to give Rosie the sweatshirt. Afterwards, maybe you'll sign an autograph, something. Anyway, she waits. In the last segment, Rosie says, thanks a lot, goodbye. She stands up and she goes, gorillas are angels! Comes running down with the sweatshirt going, and she was not a small woman. I don't think she was wearing a bra that day. Not that day. So everything was going. She's got the gorilla shirt on. She comes down, and it's happening so quick that security couldn't get there. I'm there. So she just came and just landed on it. Bang! And security came over, and that was the Gorillas Angels lady. Then we had another lady who kept telling me the whole show, I am lifting my shirt, I am lifting my shirt. I said, you can't lift it. It's a G-rated show. It's live. And sure enough, we had a RoboCam on top that went down like this, look at Rosie, and then spun around on the audience. And as soon as it spun around, as if on cue, bingo, everything's out. So, and they come to the warm-up guy, and they say, didn't you tell her? I say, tell her, but she's a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's a human. She's
not a gorilla.
She's
not a gorilla.
Do
She's
whatever
not an
she
angel.
wants to do. That's it. Yeah.
Wow, that must be it must be a tough job though, being warm up.
It's not easy. If I hit the lottery tomorrow, warm up would be the first thing I stop because it's not easy. You got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. You got to be with production meetings. You got to please the director. You got to please the audience. You got to please the host. And the show has got to flow. It's got to flow. And sometimes you do 2 and 3 in a day. I'll get up at 5:30. I won't come home till 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
Everything is good. It's union, but
You're like the offensive lineman of show business.
Offensive lineman.
No credit, all the work.
That's exactly right.
How many weeks a year is it? Like something like Rachel Ray's every day, though.
It depends. It depends. Martha Stewart was 140 shows a year. Rachel's at least 180 shows, maybe more.
Wow.
Some shows go 200 or more. See, as a comic, I cut a deal. Everybody cuts a different deal, but I get paid per show. You know what I mean? So I'm there for no matter how many shows it is. We throw some extra segments in. If somebody's in town and we need to get them now, if Brad Pitt all of a sudden says, I'm in town Tuesday, can you do 2 segments with me? We got to bring him in then, do it, and then maybe lay that into another show.
Right.
But Rachel Ray is the best. She's fun. We eat with her, and she was one day in between shows. She's roller skating around the set. And just a lot of fun.
That's good. It seems like it's a fun show, and she seems like it's a good fit for you too. I think. Martha was great, but this is going to be.
Martha was one thing. Each host.
I
is
tell
different.
you what. Can I say a line that a
What?
friend of mine said?
What?
That this is to attribute how great of a warm-up act that Joey Kola is. He made 1 million people stomach Martha Stewart every day.
Oh my God!
Because I tell you. I watched the show for 8 minutes because you'd come out in the first 8 minutes and you'd do your little thing with her, and then she'd go through, and I'd go, click, I'm putting something else on it. Joey's off, I watch Joey.
Unless you have a good relationship with a glue gun. Because there's a lot going on. I'll tell you what happened one day. I had a lot of fun with Martha, but one day she's going to go to commercial, and she says, so in conclusion, if you want green and orange and light brown eggs in your coop, make sure you have Araucana chickens. We'll be right back. And I go to the audience, I say, anybody got Araucana chickens? Anybody got chickens at all? Anybody buy their eggs at Stop and Shop like I do?
Yeah,
So, I was like the everyman to that show.
Right. You were the funny man for her straightness. And
and I would come over and I help her stir the eggs and cook with her and stuff. It was fun.
Well, tell the viewing audience where you can be seen. What do you got going on?
I got Governors in Levittown coming up. I could always be seen there on a Thursday and a Sunday, not only trying out new material, but doing benefits and stuff. I got November, I got some dates coming up over there. I got McGuire's coming in and the brokerage in Belmore. It's locally. But you can go to joeykola.com. You got my bigger dates coming up. I got the Borgata coming up. I'll be in the Comedy Cabaret in South Carolina.
joeykola.com. You can also go to www.govs.com.
Yeah, there you go.
The Governor's Comedy Club
in South Carolina I got coming up.
Right, and the Governor's Comedy Clubs, which myself, Joey Kola, and Matt Burke all work. I will be at Governor's actually tonight, September 6th.
Governor's is the national standard for all clubs in the country right now.
Absolutely.
It is the cutting edge of stand-up comedy. They have the hippest comics. You can go see Louis C.K. Louis C.K., Sherry Shepard. I mean,
Tracy Morgan, Colin Quinn.
Whitney Cummings is going to be there.
Everybody who's anybody in the business is working Governor's Comedy Club.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Only because...
And Matt Burke.
And Matt Burke will be there. Mark Lund makes the... not only is there great food, great entertainment, but it's a great situation for people to come and really have an enjoyable night. Like if you say, I want to spend money on entertainment, but I really want to enjoy myself, when they leave Governor's that night, there's not one person I know that says, I didn't have a great time.
Last night.
They really enjoyed themselves.
I'm working this weekend with the very, very talented and funny Kevin Downey Jr. and one of the newest funny guys in the business, Dennis Rooney. And last night, as saying goodnight to the people on the way out, a woman actually said to me, the best value for entertainment is this. She goes, you can't beat this. You come, it's not over expensive. You see 3 professional acts.
Yeah.
You have a couple drinks. It's a great night out.
More importantly, it's a great incubator for comics. Comics want to be there and do their craft. Oh, thanks, Mark. I appreciate that.
That's Mark Lund, the proprietor.
Yeah, there you go. And
but those are only singles.
These are only singles. But you know what? If I invested right, if I invested in Governors, then, these singles will turn into hundreds in a matter of minutes. So,
joeykola.com.
joeykola.com. Friend me on Facebook. Go to my fan page, Joey Kola. Just look me up. You'll find me.
Kola.
Kola.com
for all the shows that are coming up. And you can also call 516-731-33.
Google me. I love to be Googled.
We are going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with singer-songwriter and musician Mr. Ed Ryan.
Hey!
Stay with us.
Hey, I'm Tom Mealy from the Harrison Law Group. You know, soft tissue injury, that's no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. Don't waste valuable time going to firms who don't get it and can't do it. Call 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hours. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no! He's like, I don't. Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh! Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power!
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Ray, I don't know. Are you sure clicking this thing will get us online?
Well, try dragging it.
Faster.
You're just a mouse click away from a better way to rent movies. Blockbuster Total Access. Movies through the mail plus movies through the store. One low price.
Here's the problem. We forgot to plug it in.
Oh! Don't even think about it!
Get a free trial at your Blockbuster store or Blockbuster.com.
Huntington Toyota, the experience of a lifetime. Don't take our word for it.
The experience for me at Huntington Toyota made me feel very comfortable.
Their professionalism, their honesty, and their integrity. I've bought at least 9 or 10 cars here at Huntington Toyota. They give me the best price around.
It never was about high pressure. It never was about them. It was always about us.
Today's cars are very similar, but Huntington Toyota is very different.
Huntington Toyota, where it's all about you.
Welcome back to Rendezvous with Alicia. I'm Chris Monty, sitting in this Saturday, July 6th. And at this time, I would like to introduce, I'm so glad that he could be here. I've been friends with him for a long time. I think one of the most talented musicians in the business today, Mr. Ed Ryan.
A long time ago, on the Caspian Sea, we were working our trade on the SS Marie. There were 7 crew members, my captain and me. Well, I served my dear captain for much of my life, but he wasn't the same since the death of his wife, till his eyes and his lips looked like blades edge of a knife. Well, he told me he speaks with the ghost of Marie, and he says that she's waiting for him in the sea. So tonight, under guise of this treacherous storm, with the crew locked below so they cannot be warned, we are sinking the ship, and Marie will be warned. Well, the voices you hear are the devil, I said. Do you think your departed would want us all dead? Then he aimed for the rocks, and his face grew bright red, and he shouted, she told me, he said, of the many a night that you came to her bed. Well, the air, it got still for a moment or so, as the men beat the doors that were locked down below. Then he turned round and pointed his pistol at me. But I love you, my captain, this is madness, you see, for I never laid hands on your sainted Marie. Well, the rocks ripped the ship, and we were thrown to the floor, and from there I cannot recall anything more, till I found myself unlocking drowning men's doors. Well, I led them to safety in a single lifeboat, and we watched the ship sink as we laid there afloat. But what of our captain? The wounded men cried. Well, he went down with his ship, as he should, I replied. I would not have them whispering of suicide. Well, they call me a hero to this very year, as I stay on dry land and I stare into beer. But they'll never know my most secretive part, or the love for my brother which tears me apart. For he's buried at sea with my knife in his heart. A long life ago on the Caspian Sea, we were working our trade on the SS Marie. There were 7 crew members, my captain and me. Oh, thank you. That's a funny, funny song. Trying to stick with the theme here. Here, we'll do a little funny one. This is called the drinking song for my good friend Chris Monty.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, I'm just a drinker. I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey. I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Well, I drink with my breakfast and I drink with my lunch. I drink before dinner and right after brunch. I drink when I'm thirsty, I drink when I'm not, and I'll drink you right out of whatever you've got. 'Cause I'm just a drinker, I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey, I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Well, I drink when I'm working, and I drink when I'm bored. I drink with the devil, but we drink to the Lord. I drink every evening, I drink every morn. And they say I was drinking before I was born. 'Cause my mom was a drinker, she drank all the time. She sent down some whiskey, she sent down some wine. Now I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Well, now I drink here and there, and I drink now and then. I've been drinking so much that I'm sober again. I'm told I should quit, and here's what I say: I'll stop drinking tomorrow, but it's always today. So I'm just a drinker, I drink all the time. I drink Irish whiskey, I drink beer and wine. And I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere. Yes, I drink and I drink and I drink without care. If you can't find me drunk, I'm out drinking somewhere.
Oh, thank you. And Ryan, everybody, thank you so much. We're going to be right back. We'll talk with Eddie on the couch. Stay with us.
One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go give me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out, I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time, ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ray, I don't know. Are you sure clicking this thing will get us online?
Well, try dragging it.
Faster. You're just a mouse click away from a better way to rent movies. Blockbuster Total Access. Movies through the mail plus movies through the store. One low price.
Here's the problem. We forgot to plug it in.
Oh, don't even think about it.
Get a free trial at your Blockbuster store or Blockbuster.com.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When you pay too much for cable, you throw things. When you throw things, people think you have anger issues. When people think you have anger issues, your schedule clears up. When your schedule clears up, you grow a scraggly beard. When you grow a scraggly beard, you start taking in stray animals. And when you start taking in stray animals, you can't stop taking in stray animals. Stop taking in stray animals. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Welcome back. I'm Chris Monty, sitting in for the Rendezvous with Alicia show, who is on vacation, and we hope she's having a good time. Now we have the whole panel on the couch. I'd like to say hello officially to Ed Ryan, and thank you so much. How about another round of applause for...
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Wow. The fact that I know you at all.
Those were two original songs.
Talk to me.
Two original songs, right, Ed?
Yes. Both original songs,
And
yes.
that Christmas song you did first.
Christmas, yeah, the first one was a Christmas tune, as you can tell, where the guy dies on the boat. That's
Very festive.
Very festive. The Jews love it. They do. They just go nuts over that song. I don't know.
How was your 4th of July? Was it good?
Yeah, it was nice. I played a party with my buddy Tom Sanfilippo. We were out in the backyard, under a tent, thank God.
Yes.
Because it was melting.
Very hot out
Melty
there.
hot.
Very good. And you've been
nice.
You've been a musician for well, it's pretty
whole
much
life.
your whole life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I got a guitar for my 12th birthday. So what? I'm 21 now. So about 9 years.
Okay.
I don't have any. I don't have nothing. I was going to tell the blueberry story, but Joey already took it. So I got nothing.
I've been a big fan of yours since I met you. I mean, I know you. Everybody on the couch knows Ed.
Yep.
I think you can't live on Long Island without knowing the two guys that are cornering this couch, Joey Kola and Ed Ryan. The loudest act in the business and the
Thank you. That's what I pride myself on. Being as loud as possible.
But so you've been performing since you're a kid, and now you've been, I mean, you have CDs out.
Sure.
You work regular gigs all over
the
island?
I do original material. I have a couple original CDs of songs I've written, and as well as Irish discs. Now, I do the Irish circuit as well. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. Anything to avoid a day job, that's my motto.
That's why we're all here.
Exactly. So between singing as a solo or a duo with Tom or with my band or with an Irish band, whatever it takes. I used to do comedy. This is where I know you guys from.
A lot of people don't know this, but Ed Ryan that's how I met him. He was a stand-up comedian, and he was singing and doing stand-up comedy at the same time. And what was great about Eddie, and Joey will back me up, and Matt too, not that Susan doesn't know this, but she might not remember Ed as a stand-up. When Ed was a stand-up, he did some musical comedy with his guitar, but his songs are always original songs, never parodies really, always some of the greatest stuff. And we miss that. We miss you in the comedy clubs.
I miss it too sometimes, but not always. I did a gig, you were talking about the lady with the gorilla shirt and all that, which is like a hell thing to go through. We did a gig, I don't know who even was on the bill, but it was some bar on Mother's Day in like Bronx or something like that. It was a hardcore Irish bar. This is before I ever did Irish material, so I didn't even know the Irish songs. We were going in as stand-ups. And they were at the end of Mother's Day, and this place was packed out. There were bottles everywhere. There was like they didn't clean up in like a week. There was just glasses and bottles everywhere, people everywhere, and all of a sudden they're gonna, hey, we're gonna have a comedy show now. Everyone pay attention. Pay attention to the corner here. And there was like a lift about 6 inches, and that's a lift, and that was the stage. And I'll never forget this. I didn't even go on. The first guy went on, and like within 15, 20 minutes, they had to just pull the show because everyone was, nobody wanted to hear anything. They were angry. I'll never forget this. This guy in a wheelchair, he was trying to get at the guy so much. He went, get off this thing. He's banging his wheelchair into the 6-inch thing as if he's trying to get up on the stage to get this guy off. You'll get off your ghost. Get her off your I couldn't believe this guy's so angry. I thought he was going to throw himself out of the chair and bite the guy's ankles just to get him to stop doing comedy. That was a horrible, horrible show. I didn't even go on. Got paid, but didn't do my act.
Was that the inspiration for the SS Marie?
Yes.
That's a sad, angry song.
It was horrible. This guy, cool.
All right, so there's one horror story.
That's horror story.
I know you have another musical
I know the
horror
one you want to
story.
talk about. 1987. The year was 1987.
Circa 87.
I was opening up for a little band called the Ramones.
Oh, big band.
Yeah. It was me and 3 other buddies. In 1987, we played Sundance. Was in Babylon, I think, or something.
Bayshore?
Bayshore,
yeah.
Sundance in Bayshore. So we're the opening act, and we get there, and we're a pop act. You know, at the time, I'm writing pop ditties and diddly-doos and da-da-das, you know. and we're just, we got the hair up, you know, and the sunglasses. And we're like looking stupid for a Ramones show. We get there, and we're setting up, doing our sound check, and the roadies for the Ramones go, "Did you guys bring your chicken wire?" And we're like, "Ah, ha, ha," like the Blues Brothers. "Oh, you're funny." And he went, "All right." He was serious. So we went on not knowing that as soon as we made our first noise, people just started throwing things. Beer cans. They didn't sell bottles, thank God. Beer cans and garbage and crap. And they're yelling, "Boo, boo." They're spitting. They're spitting all over us and yelling, giving the fingers and F you, F you. And I'm like, what's Felix Unger got to do with any of this? I don't understand. So they start yelling. Now and I don't know what's going on. I'd never seen a Ramones show before. And I'm up front. I got my guitar and I can't move, you know, because I got to stay. I'm playing and I'm singing every song. And I'm getting spit on and thrown. And what's angering me is that some of the beer cans weren't empty. As an Irishman, that is just wrong. You know, finish your beer before you throw the can at me, please. So I'm standing there and just getting pelted song after song. I was wearing sunglasses, and I could only see out of one of them because the other lens was covered with spit. I'm not even joking. It was nastiest, dirtiest thing. People, they're at my feet trying to get, just angry. I think the wheelchair guy they should have been on that one.
The same guy.
There was 1,000 people, and they're all yelling and screaming, and oh, boo, and fingers and everything. And I don't know what the heck's going on, but I don't want to leave because this is supposed to be an opportunity. We're opening up for a big band, you know, so I want to be seen. So we're doing all original songs. They don't know any of the songs we're doing. I wrote all of them, and they're all pop standard. There's nothing like Ramones.
Like, give me a song.
You know, she's mine, oh mine, oh mine.
Front of the
Ramones. So I at one point they stole 2 of the microphones off the stage while we were singing. I'm not even joking. I'm singing one song, and all of a sudden the bass of the microphone gets yanked into the crowd. I'm like, whoa! I grabbed the other end, so they got the microphone end, and they're pulling. I'm having a tug of war in the middle of a song.
And you're playing the whole time.
Well, I'm not playing the other bass. I got the acoustic guitar on, and I'm pulling the bass, and all of a sudden they take the microphone and let go. And I pick a big hole in my guitar, not the hole that's supposed to be there, another one, with the bass of the guitar, and I could put the microphone back up to sing. There's no microphone. So I have to move over to the other guy's thing, the spitting and the beer, and it's just relentless, yelling. So
now, how long is this going on?
10 songs we're supposed to do.
And what song are you up to at the microphone?
Tug of War, it was like halfway through, about 6th song or something. They took another mic. I moved to another mic. They took that one too. All of a sudden, the bouncers now have to come on stage because now they didn't care about us. The bouncers weren't going to protect us, but now they're taking the equipment. So now we've got a trouble, you know. Now we've got a situation here. So now we get people are trying to climb on stage. I got a guitarist kicking guy in the head, just getting them off the stage. So after 9 songs, we're supposed to do 10. After 9 songs, I knew the next song we were doing was a blues song. It was really slow and a bluesy number, which was not going to go over well. So I said to the audience,
as well as the rest of the
I decided to, yes, that didn't go as well as the rest. So I decided to address the crowd. Hello, crowd. So I said to them, I swear this is true. I said, well, that was supposed to be our last song, even though it wasn't. I had one more planned. And they go, yeah! And I said, but you guys have been so good that I got one more for you. And the boom, boom, jink, jing. They're like, ah! And they go crazy, spitting, blah, 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 the whole thing. So we finish the song, we go off stage, and now we're jittery. We're freaking out. It's like we just got attacked by 1,000 people. And it's like war. I said, what do we do now? I said, I don't know, but I'm going to the bar. We're all getting a drink. That's the first time getting a drink. And you had to walk through the entire crowd to get to the bar. So I said, stick together, boys. Let's just stick together. Heads down. Let's get out there, right? we get out of the dressing room. We start walking through the crowd. Everybody we saw, great job. Hey, good job, good job. I'm like, what the heck? One guy comes up. He goes, I've seen the Ramones 66 times. You're the first opening act that stayed on stage. Wow. That's what they do.
Unbelievable story.
That's a good story.
But you know why I didn't feel bad after? They were like, oh, all right. You know, it felt good. You know, they were accepting us, but we're covered in spittle. The Ramones go on. They do the same thing.
To the Ramones.
The Ramones, they're spitting on them and they're throwing stuff. I'm like, oh, that's what they do, I guess. Who knew?
Well, it never happens in a comedy club.
You never got spit on at a comedy club?
Joey, what is your worst experience on stage in a stand-up show? You ever have a bad experience with a heckler? Or
Well, Showtime at the Apollo, I got booed before I got to the mic stand.
was that the famous Showtime at the Apollo?
I was doing Showtime at the Apollo.
You forgot to rub the stone.
I didn't get near the stone. They wanted to see the Fat Boys. It was me, Taylor Dane, her network debut.
Wow.
And Full Force was the host.
Right.
And they actually cut me out of the show, and they booed Taylor Dane also. They wanted to see the Fat Boy. So I got booed before I got to the mic stand. Then I'm doing a private party in Ozone Park in Queens for about 800 people. I'm in the middle of doing my set. Everybody's listening. Some lady, really, really drunk, she puts a butter knife. She folds it in here like this. She starts coming to the stage, wants to stab me. I got a cordless mic, and I'm running around this big catering hall going, I go, where's the maitre d'? Somebody want to get this witch off me here because she wants to stab me. She's like, I'm going to stab you. She had a butter knife. She wanted to stab me. They finally got her. They got her out. She was the wife of a big marketing mark that was there. They got her out, blah, blah, blah. I stopped what I was doing, took a break. They played some music. 20 minutes later, the DJ says, do you want to see Joey Kola again? Yeah, let's see him again. Boom. I go back out there again. 10 minutes in, here she comes again with 2 butter knives. So I said, you know what? I'm done. Keep the money. I'm out of here.
Wow.
It was a butter knife. Was she going to stand
yeah, it's a butter
or
knife.
glaze you?
Was she in a wheelchair?
She was not in a wheelchair, but it was.
She wasn't spitting and throwing beer cans at
it
you.
wasn't as bad as that. You had an act of jihad coming at you.
Burke, hell gigs? Any hell gigs, Burke?
Not this bad.
Not bad? You have
I've
one,
had a
though?
lot of stuff thrown at me, but
Yeah, but that's just at home.
Skittles. I had Skittles thrown at me.
Skittles?
That was the most ridiculous one.
Skittles? You're on stage?
I've had bottles thrown at me. Change is big, but Skittles was maybe the topper.
Unbelievable. I had a wrench thrown at me.
Really?
Yeah. I'm at a bar gig. Same thing. You know, when you're starting out, you do stand-up comedy in the bars, and it's a Tuesday night gig in like Plainview.
Right.
I don't want to mention the guy who booked it.
Right.
But
he just left here with a couple of singles.
Yeah. But I'm standing there, and there's a whole bunch of guys at the bar, just came from work. One guy had tools on his belt, and they're just drinking beers and doing shots, and they didn't want to hear us. And the guy's like, I want to watch the ball game. I'm like, all right, sorry, I got 10 minutes left. I'm trying to do my stuff.
Yeah.
And he just takes a wrench, and he threw it, and I went, thank you. It's been a great night here.
Good night.
I wish you success at the comedy show. Good night. And I got off stage. And I still got paid.
How great would it have been if you would have caught the wrench in midair, just like,
Yeah.
3/16. Already got one. Throw me a half inch, and I'll leave.
I was too new. I didn't have my timing down yet. Now I'd probably take it and kill somebody.
Here you go.
And Susan Dorson, who's sitting with us, who's been kind of quiet because all the comics take over in the
Guys are larger than life. It's hard to compete.
No, well, Susan, for those of you, I want to plug something for you because I know that you are very famous out here in Long Island. Well, no, I'm not plugging
Wait, you
that.
didn't
It's
ask
a
what got
family
thrown
show.
at me.
What? Did you ever get anything thrown at you?
Just 1s and 5s on good nights.
Susan is a producer herself, and she's with NelsonTV.com. But she's also the host of Trivia Night at Shandon Court, a place where you used to frequent.
Sure, Jerry
We've all
Finley.
frequented.
East Islip.
In East Islip. Yes. So tell them when they could see you and what's going on with that. We'll plug it.
Wednesdays at 7:30. Cash prizes, fabulous times, and
Susan Dorsey's pretty face.
Susan Dorsey Nelson, live and in person. How could you pass it up?
Ask us a trivia question.
Yeah, what kind of
do you have a trivia
questions
question for us?
Oh God,
Something themed. It's the 4th of July.
No pressure.
No pressure.
Oh, it'd be really hard. I have a hard one.
Go ahead.
13 colonies.
Right.
Or let me just say this right now. Do we have an email here? Do we have an email where they can email us at Madhouse? No? Okay. You can. How about this? You can email me at Chris Monty, inbox me at Facebook. If you get the question right, the first person that gets the question right, there'll be 2 tickets for you tonight at Governor's Comedy Club.
Wow.
7:30 or 10 o'clock.
All
You just have to email me through Facebook.
Okay,
Chris
what's
Monty.
the
Go
question?
ahead. What's
Wait,
the question?
Okay, well now I have to know the answer then, right? That's how
You have to know the answer.
I know the answer. All right, most of us, I guess we assume we know the 13 colonies, but what is 14, 15, and 16?
Matt Burke?
Guam.
That's next to Patchogue, right?
That's a tough one.
All right. Patchogue,
Can you name
Philippines.
the first 13? just to get us rolling?
The 13 original colonies?
Yeah.
Sleepy,
Delaware.
Pokey,
Come on, I think we should know the first
Curly.
13. Do we really? I don't even know if I know all the first 13.
So the
New
14,
York,
15, and
Delaware,
16.
Connecticut.
That's the question?
Yeah. But so you wouldn't roll with the first 13 because that's part of it. People don't know all the 13 original. We know nothing about America. We know we live in New York, and we know we're on Long Island, and we think we're in the center of the world, and we vaguely know that Canada's up there and Mexico's down there, and that's it. Yeah.
There's New York.
And the rest.
Stated by Mr. Joe Starr, comedian friend of mine. There's New York, there's the George Washington Bridge, and then it's all the Midwest.
But you don't I know where the Roosevelt Field Mall is.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I know.
All you know is the malls and the city, and that's it. That's all we need to know. Because we're very arrogant.
And my nearest Carvel.
And your nearest Carvel.
Yeah.
Gotta get your ice cream.
Yeah.
Fudgy the Whale.
Ed Ryan, what do you have going on as far as you perform so many venues all over the place? Let's talk about
I got
that.
a show that I got to plug coming up in October. I'm going to do a night of Irish music and comedy at the Dix Hills Performing Arts Center at Five Towns College. It's a nice theater, so
I just
you got to buy
performed there, yes.
It's beautiful
Fantastic.
theater. I was there with Wondrous Stories last year doing the Who's Tommy. They did a whole production of that. And so this year it's myself and my band. So it's all me. It's Saturday, October the 5th at 7:30. If you buy your tickets before August 6th, 2 months before the show, you get $5 off per ticket. And you can buy your tickets by going to the Dix Hills Performing Arts Center. It's DHPAC. So DH is designated hitter, PAC is Pac-Man. So Pac-Man's up to plate. He's a designated hitter. That's all you got to know. DHPAC.org.
It's in my head.
There you go.
Power of memory. And what else you got going on? I know you play a few venues on Long Island.
Everywhere. If people are on Long Island watching this, Mondays for the summer, I'll be at Molly Malone's in Bayshore out on the deck. It's beautiful there on Mondays, so 6 to 10. Wednesdays in Sayville at the 5 Points Cafe, which is 6 to 9. Thursdays in Massapequa Park at the Irish Cottage from 8 to 11.
One of my favorites.
And a lot of Fridays I play with my buddy Tom Sanfilippo at O'Reilly's in Oakdale from 5 to 8, happy hour time on Fridays.
So 5 days a week, you can have a drink and listen to the fantastic sounds of Mr. Ed Ryan. I'd like to thank you for being on the show with us.
Pleasure.
Matt Burke.
What I do?
Deepak?
Deepak Chopra.
Matt Burke, my fantastic co-host on the podcast. And
Tune into the podcast.
Yes,
too.
You can go to ChrisMontyLive.com or check us out at Facebook to listen to the Chris Monty Show. Matt Burke and I, we do a bi-weekly show. Where else? You get any dates coming up on the island?
I've decided to retire. I've decided to announce it here in case I decide to come back.
Okay.
I won't offend too many people. Go to MattBurkeComedian.com, click on the Facebook link. You'll get my dates. I'm on Long Island almost every Thursday and Sundays. Come out and see me.
Susan Dorsey, Wednesdays at 7:30, Shandon Court.
Yes.
Trivia night in East Islip.
Thursdays in Patchogue at Bellavino.
And Thursdays in Patchogue at Bellavino, which is like an upscale winery. Like a wine joint, right?
Yes.
Nice place.
Wine and cheese.
Upscale wine.
A wine joint.
Rachel.
Two of my favorite things.
Yes. Mr. Joey Kola, once again, where are you
Go
going
to
to be?
govs.com. I'll be at Governor's Brokerage in McGuire's coming up soon.
JoeyKola.com.
KOLA. And also warming up Rachel Ray and America's Got Talent.
And yes, and actually I will be at the next taping on the 23rd.
That's right, yes.
I'll be down there to see that. I am Chris Monty. I am actually performing tonight at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. We have two shows at 7:30 and a show at 10 o'clock. You can go to govs.com for tickets or 516-731-3358. You can check me out on chrismontylive.com. I'd like to thank all of my guests. A round of applause for everybody. Thank you for being here.
I love you.
I love you guys, all of you. And thank you to Alicia, who let me sit in for her today. I hope she's having a wonderful vacation. Tune in to her again. She's on every Saturday at 11 o'clock. Thank you, Madhouse TV. You're wonderful. They do a great job here. Right? Hey! God bless you. Have a safe weekend. I'm Chris Monty.
Woohoo!